Gregorius, and Headley. McCann is their DH with Teixeira back in there tonight. He's at first base, and the youngster Mason Williams is in right field, the number 9 hitter. All up against the Red Sox starting pitcher, presented by your New England Audi dealers. Clay Buchholz looking to bounce back after a no decision his last time out in a wild game against Toronto.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are 5th in the American League with 74 errors on the season. Travis Shaw will be at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second, Hanley Ramirez the first baseman. Left to right, Chris Young, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts, and Sandy Leone doing the catching for Clay Buchholz.
Tonight's umpires are brought to you by ToyotaCertified.com. DJ Rayburn has the plate this evening. Bill Welke at first base, David Rackley at second, and John Hirschbeck is the umpire at third, and John is the crew chief. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by ToyotaCertified.com. Search for your factory back Toyota Certified used vehicle right now. It's good to know the factory has your back.
Buenas noches, amigos.
And the weather, a terrific night, 69 degrees, so a little crispness in the air. It is clear. And the wind is out to center at 13 miles per hour. Should not be much of a factor tonight. Here for game 2 of the series. 4 games here right through Sunday. Then the Red Sox hit the road again, and then back home for the last 3 of the regular season against the Toronto Blue Jays. That's the David Ortiz celebration that entire weekend. Key start for Clay Buchholz here tonight.
Certainly is, Dave, and you know he's pitching against a ball club that in his career has not had good success against. 5-9 with a 6.19 ERA in his career against the Yankees. This year, 1 appearance out of the bullpen. That was for 2/3 of an inning.
Well, they have made an umpire change. Vic Carapazza, we're told, is now the umpire at second base. So they just made that announcement. David Rackley had been here the previous series through last night. He finally gets to go home. So Gardner to lead things off at 258 with 7 home runs. Then Ellsbury, then Sanchez. And Clay's first one. That'll dip downstairs for ball 1, and we are underway.
Ever since Buchholz came out of the bullpen, he has been working out of that set position. No more windup for Buchholz.
Last start, he lasted just 3 innings. Gave up 4 hits, 2 home runs, including the grand slam to Tulowitzki. And the problem for Clay was what he was dealing with early in the season: walks and home runs. Walked 4 men. The Red Sox would rally in that game behind a slew of relievers. Really did a great job out of the bullpen. And a 3-run homer by David Ortiz to win that game. In there for a strike. A lot of experience here. Gardner against Clay. He's 8 for 30 against the right-hander, so a lot of at-bats. 267. And the slender right-hander from Texas fires. And a pop-up. Racing out, Xander Bogaerts calls everybody off for the catch. 1 man gone.
Well, Bogaerts in complete control of that pop-up. Jackie Bradley Jr., if he can get to it, he's in charge of it, but not that time. Just an easy, fairly easy play for Bogaerts backtracking towards center field.
The boos for Jacoby Ellsbury. When he first signed with the Yankees, they were a lot more severe. Kind of tailed off the last couple of years.
You know, they've lasted longer than I expected, though.
Really?
Yeah. I thought at some point it would quiet down a little bit more than this.
Ellsbury 269 with 9 homers and 52 runs batted in. 2 for 10 against a pitcher he used to back up. And he starts with a breaking ball for ball 1. Boy, it didn't take long for Tampa Bay to jump the Orioles. First inning, it's already 2-0 Tampa Bay.
That's the second 9 in a row they've jumped out very, very quickly.
Toronto playing later tonight on the West Coast against the Angels in Anaheim. He fires that one just a tad high. to make it 2-0.
Now, Red Sox defense sets up just about the same as they did against Brett Gardner. Inside at third base, Travis Shaw. Hanley Ramirez steps behind the first base bag, respecting the speed of Jacoby Ellsbury. That man, Brian Butterfield, in charge of the defense.
And as good as it gets. That's in there for a strike.
The 2-0 strike right there by Buchholz. Nothing middle in for Jacoby. That's where he's looking in that situation. He goes to the outside part of the plate, and Ellsbury, he does the wise thing by taking that pitch.
Sanchez on deck, and Clay's 2-1. He said no, and the count goes to 3-1. Looked like a pretty good changeup. Fans, be sure to stop by Plain Ridge Park Casino. Plain Ridge Park Casino is the official sponsor of winning. I think the look on John Farrell's face said it all there. But the count 3-1. One down, base is empty here in the top of the first. Got jammed. That one ran in on the knuckles.
Yeah, that's the cut fastball from Buchholz that he'll run back inside. You know, it's very hard for hitters to pick up that pitch till very late. You think it's a straight fastball, then the cut right at the last second, and you can see that cut gets inside on Ellsbury. There's a little movement, as you can see right there. That's called the cutter.
Looking to put away an old teammate. Here comes the 3-2. And he walks him. Well, he didn't get one call. It looked like it could very well have been a strike, but he puts on Ellsbury in front of Sanchez.
Yeah, I think that's one that Clay wanted very badly, but it did appear to be inside. He goes to the two-seam fastball, tries to bring it back to the corner, but didn't quite get there. And Ellsbury, with his 18 steals, gets to first base.
Little body English to try and help it.
Help it come back to the corner.
Only 69% for Jacoby Ellsbury on the stolen bases. That's not great. Sandy Leon behind the plate. Sandy's been up around 40-41% as caught stealings. Runner holding and a home run cut by Sanchez, who has hit 14 of them in very short order.
Only 2 at bats in his career against Buchholz. This being his third. He's 0 for 2 against Clay. Tremendous power.
And I'm leaning, but back in. Jacoby Ellsbury safely.
And Ellsbury's one of those guys that likes to take his lead by creeping towards second base, and you've got to make him stop. He likes to time his lead by kind of creeping out towards second base.
The 0-1 pitch to Sanchez. Ellsbury not running. Hard ground ball, maybe 2. Shaw to Pedroia. Got him. Double play. It's always been a weapon for Clay Buchholz throughout his career. 5-4-3, and the Red Sox are coming up. Toyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. Dustin Pedroia, Xander Bogaerts, David Ortiz, then Mookie Betts, the cleanup man. Last night's hero, Hanley Ramirez in the 5-hole with Travis Shaw, Chris Young, Sandy Leon, and Jackie Bradley. All taking on the Yankees starting pitcher, presented by Buick. Luis Cessa, the right-hander. He's a rookie, 24 years old. Pitched pretty well, too, a 4-1 record. And he throws pretty hard.
Now, one thing the Red Sox can be aware of tonight, he's given up 13 home runs in 47 2/3 innings. Fastball, slider, changeup mix.
6-footer from Mexico in the 1-0. Pops out of the mid of Sanchez. And how about the last pitch of the ball game last night by Betances? Sanchez was catching. We know what happened. Hanley hit it to the moon to win the game. But you saw it, Jerry. He flinched. The catcher flinched on it.
Yeah, he did before the ball was even at Hanley Ramirez. He thought it was going to be a breaking ball.
That was a cross-up. And that one smacked into left field, high up to the top of the wall. And off the monster. Pedroia heading for second. The throw, the tag. He's trying to get around it, but he's out. Dustin Pedroia cut down, trying to extend that to a double. One man gone. Gardner comes up gunning.
A very nice play by Gardner out there in left field as He'll play that off the wall. It's high off the wall by Pedroia, as you can see. But Gardner quickly with the quick release. And then look at the wraparound here by Pedroia. Tries to get the right hand around the tag, but apparently could not. The throw into second base. Second baseman has no idea where Pedroia is. His back's to him. Dustin trying to come over the top, but the tag is put on before the right hand gets in there.
9th outfield assist of the season for Gardner. And Bogaerts gets hit. All right away, Sessa is wild. He threw a couple of pitches in on Pedroia and now drills Xander.
Yeah, that looked like a changeup at 77 miles an hour. It is the changeup. Gets Bogaerts right off the backside and down to first base. So a little calming meeting going on at the mound right now.
Got him in the wallet. And David Ortiz now for the first time tonight. Poppy blasting number 537 last night to pass Mickey Mantle for 17th place all time. And every at bat at Fenway Park, the cheers are louder and louder as he comes up to hit. David was the offense last night until the Red Sox rally. He checks the swing on ball one. How about passing Mickey Mantle in a game against the Yankees?
Yeah, that's pretty special stuff.
And Sessa fires down into the dirt. He also passed Yaz with his 53rd home run against the Yankees. And in honor of Big Poppy's final season, we look back at the history he made last night. Number 537 to pass Mickey Mantle. The New England Honda dealers would like to say thank you, Big Poppy, and salute your passion, your spirit, and your drive to be a champion, which he has been on 3 occasions. That pitch down to the dirt on a check swing. It's going to roll back. And down to second is Xander Bogaerts. Slider into the dirt.
Yeah, right now, Red Sox hitter's got to be very patient because Sessa's all over the place. He tries a slider right there that bounces on home plate, deflects off the arm of Gary Sanchez, and puts Bogaerts in scoring position at second base.
It'll be a wild pitch.
David had seen in one fastball so far, and that was to the outside part of the plate.
I think the Yankees, maybe Larry Rothschild, thought there was a possibility of a foul tip there, but that was not the case. Bogaerts hits second. Red Sox trying to strike right away. Line shot into left center field. Here comes Bogaerts. He'll score easily. David heading for second base. The throw bounces. He slides and he's out. And the Red Sox have already had 2 men cut down at second base, but they have a 1-0 lead.
What's going on? John Farrell on the phone right now wants to see this on video, see if Ortiz got around. David Ortiz trying to do the same thing that Pedroia did, wrap the hand around. But I think the tag was on the belt buckle before he did get the hand around. Let's take another look. Yeah, he's out.
So 2 down. And David had a notion, trying to extend that into a double, just as Dustin Pedroia did. But a run comes across the plate. And the Sox are in front 1-0 from Mookie Betts, hitting .312, 30 homers, 105 runs batted in.
Well, the first inning has brought out the wild side of the base runners for the Red Sox. 2 guys thrown out at second base, Pedroia and Ortiz. But they do have the 1-0 lead.
115 RBIs for Big Poppy and a 1-1 to Mookie Betts. That's hit a big hop. It rolls away from both Headley and Gregorius, and Mookie Betts is on. Kind of a crazy start to this one.
Yeah, that's got to go as a base hit. That ball took a bad hop on Headley. Headley goes to his left, and you'll see this ball just explode on him. He's got it lined up there, but then you see the ball coming up high. You go from ground up, but that time couldn't get the glove high enough and just knocked it down. The Yankee defense is brought to you by DraftKings. It's Headley, D. Gregorius at shortstop, Stalin Castro at second, Teixeira the first baseman, left to right Gardner, Ellsbury, Williams, and Gary Sanchez doing the catching for Cessa.
So Betts on with a single. Big hand for Hanley Ramirez, who reached 100 RBIs with his home run last night on the walk-off 3-run shot with 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. Red Sox now have 3 wins this season when trailing by 3 or more runs with 2 outs in the 9th. All the other major league teams have 6 of those combined. And they try to keep the first inning rolling. Red Sox do have 3 hits and has been a hit batsman in this inning.
Dead center field for Hanley Ramirez last night, a long way from home plate, and that's one of the most excited dugouts we've seen out of the Red Sox this season.
I would dare say in a few years.
You know, Dave, I'm watching Cessa, and I watched his first delivery to home plate, and you know, Betts is in a tough spot because you got power at the plate, but you also know that you can get a good jump against him, and it's possible he'll go here with 2 outs.
Red Sox in front 1-0. Hanley getting a time here from the home plate umpire Rayburn. According to Elias, Hanley's heroics last night made him the 4th Red Sox player ever to hit a walk-off home run that turned a deficit into a win against the Yankees. It only happened 3 times previously. The runner goes. Pitch inside, the throw to tag. He's out. The Red Sox make all 3 outs in the inning at second base if it holds up. But John Farrell curious to see what the replay shows.
Well, it's a head first slide by Betts. Let's take a look. Well, I think that's one they should probably look at. Yeah, they are going to take a look at it.
They will challenge. Here's a great look.
Yeah, I think the hand got on the bag before the tag got on the back.
I would agree. So they'll toss it to New York for the review. If they reverse it, Betts will be in scoring position after his 24th stolen base.
I 100% expected him to go from first base. When I saw that delivery to home plate by Setzer, it was very, very slow. And from that angle right there, it looks like Betts is going to be in scoring position. I will be shocked if it's not called safe at second base.
Got a lot of umpires in the stands at Fenway tonight who agree with you. His hand never left the bag once he got on it, so it wasn't about the second effort on the tag. This is a quick decision. And here it comes. He is safe. So they overturn it. Red Sox win the challenge. That means John Farrell retains his challenge moving deeper into the evening.
Well, that would have been something if he'd have been thrown out, right? 3 guys at second base in the first inning.
Yes.
And have a 1-0 lead.
Haven't seen that before. At least not in a long while. That is not the case, however. A ball and a strike on Hanley, who has homered in 9 of his last 18 games. As Chili Davis said before the game, he is quietly having an outstanding season. Up the middle for a base hit. Here comes Mookie Betts. So after that reversal, the Red Sox benefit. RBI 101 for Hanley, who has driven in the last 4 Red Sox runs since last night and now tonight. And the Red Sox double their pleasure and lead it 2-0.
Now once again it's the slider. This time Ramirez goes right back up the middle. Last night the home run was a fastball. This time a slider. And even with 2 men thrown out at second base in the first inning, the Red Sox have a 2-0 lead. Ramirez, RBI number 101 on the season.
Red Sox with 3 different players to have driven in 100 runs this season. David Ortiz, Mookie Betts, and Hanley Ramirez. think the Yankees were very curious to find out how Sessa would react to starting at Fenway Park tonight.
It hasn't been good so far. It's been good for the Red Sox.
Mookie Betts, that was close when he was initially called out there at second base and then turned over for his 24th stolen base. Travis Shaw now the 6th man to hit in first inning, hitting .253 with 16 home runs. He'll take ball one.
Another slider.
Meanwhile, Tampa Bay has now taken a 4-0 lead over the Orioles in the second inning. That's a strike. Let's face it, they're tough against everybody in the division. It feels like for a last place team, they give everybody fits, Tampa Bay, but they've been kind of an angel on the shoulder of the Red Sox.
They certainly have. The Red Sox still have games left with Tampa Bay, and that's always dangerous.
The 1-1 coming. Flared foul out of play by Travis Shaw. Fenway was still buzzing over last night's theatrics in the 9th inning when we got here this afternoon. It felt like business as usual in the Red Sox clubhouse, though. I mean, they were obviously still in a celebratory mode, but it's like you got one to play tonight against a young pitcher that they really hadn't seen much of, and a lot of guys were doing their work. They were working on video, trying to get familiar with him.
Well, you know, Dave, it's kind of like what we talked about last night. The fact that, you know, it's every game's a playoff game from here on out, and you focus on what you can do tonight to help your club win a game.
Ramirez a short lead, but back in. Red Sox have seen Sessa before. I saw him on August 11th, but that was out of the bullpen. He went 2 scoreless innings. He was credited with a victory. I want to rattle to Gregorius. He'll go the short way at second for the Force to retire the side, but the Red Sox come out swinging. They get 2 quick runs. Hanley. Visit aceticket.com right now before they sell out. Sox jump out in front 2-0 after an inning against the Yankees on the strength of 4 hits, despite having 2 men cut down at second. So Buchholz with a little early wiggle room to take on Castro, Gregorius, and Headley. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Yankees. Castro .275 with 21 homers. Former Cub. Back in the days when he was a shortstop, Yankees like him at second base. He's had a good year. He is in fact the 4th second baseman in Yankee history to hit 20 home runs.
Right now he's having lunch. He's having seeds between pitches.
Might be more than that. Might have mixed in a sandwich out of that back pocket. Clay with a 1-1 pitch. He drops it in there for a strike.
Much better changeup that time from Buchholz. That's 3 of them he's thrown in the game. The first 2 were high. 1 at the top of the strike zone, 1 up and out of the strike zone. That time he got the changeup down. Going to the cut fastball.
Trying to put away Castro with a 1-2 pitch. You've been watching Clay Buchholz his entire career. Didn't you always get the feeling if he was throwing that changeup as he wanted to early in the game, he had a good chance to have a good night?
That and his curveball also. Yep. 2 off-speed pitches.
He's always had a superb curve. Here comes the 2-2. Popped him up on the infield, right around the mound. Here comes Shaw, and he's got it. Tiptoeing on top of the hill for the first out. So 1 away for Gregorius. Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live after the game. David Ortiz, the journey is coming your way. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason. A man out for Gregorius. 274, 18 home runs for the shortstop. There's a lot of talk right after Jeter retired that maybe Gregorius was not going to be the guy, but he really put all that to bed pretty quickly.
He's been really good for the Yankees defensively, offensively.
He leads this ball club with 52 extra base hits. And that is the most by a Yankee shortstop since Derek Jeter in 2007 when he had 55.
You know, it struck me last year watching Gregorius after Jeter retired. In the last couple of years, you didn't realize how much range that he had actually lost throughout his career. And then when you saw Gregorius, it was like, wow.
I think a lot of the Yankees felt that way too. Like, wow, that play's being made.
Yeah.
Plays that Jeter made earlier in his career, but not late. I'll never forget it, the day that he retired, his last game at Fenway Park. Watching Derek Jeter come in the morning of that game, he walked by the Red Sox clubhouse. I happened to be standing outside, and he was carrying a briefcase and sunglasses on. He had a huge smile on his face, and it indicated to me he was the happiest guy in the world that he was retiring, that it was over for him. You know?
I don't know that feeling, but I can imagine, you know, guys that have had great careers, and we're seeing it this year with David Ortiz. Obviously, what's going through his mind right now? It's a pennant race, so you're not really thinking about retiring.
Hard ground ball off the bag and carries into right field, and it'll be a hit for Gregorius. Takes the turn, but back to first. He's on with one out. First hit of the night against Clay Buchholz.
Oh, that actually ends up being a break for the Red Sox, because if this ball does not hit the bag and goes over, you're talking about probably a double and maybe 3 bases. I don't think Hanley Ramirez would have been able to get to it. It was hit that hard with topspin. It bounces off the bag. It's by Pedroia, and the single for Gregorius.
Chase Headley will be next. We had what I thought was a very telling shot of David Ortiz alone in the dugout during the pregame today, all by himself, leaning on a bat. His thoughts were his own at that point. You had to believe that what was going through his mind, though, it certainly looked like it, was he was absorbing these final moments at Fenway Park. There aren't many left. You know, this 4-game series and then 3 more against Toronto. Of course, he's hoping for postseason play, and that's looking very promising. But I thought that was a great shot.
Yeah, I thought that was unusual, too, because he's generally not out there at that time, you know, sitting in the dugout. He usually hits in the batting cage, which is beyond the Red Sox dugout, behind it, and then goes out and does some running and stretching prior to the ball game.
One man out, one man on. Red Sox in front 2-0 in the second for Headley. And 257, 14 home runs. Cranks that one to right. Betts racing. Can't get it. It bounces up into the bullpen fence. Gregorius churning into third, and he'll stop there. It'll be 2 bases for Headley. He ripped that one. So 2 men quickly into scoring position in this inning.
He gets a fastball from Buchholz and really put a charge into it. You could see, I think what Betts is doing out here is trying to deke the runner like he had a chance to catch it. He's running with his glove up like he's going to catch it right here. But he had no chance at that at all. And I think all he's trying to do is make Gregorius slow down a little bit. And he did slow down a little bit and is not able to score. Had to stop at third base.
So the Yankees are threatening to tie this thing up here in the second inning. 16 doubles for Chase Headley. And the DH McCann, now designated hitter because of the emergence of Sanchez. .234, still pretty good power with 19 home runs for the former Atlanta Brave. And they edge away from second and third, and he fouls that one back for strike 1.
Right now, that fastball for Buchholz, 91, 92 miles an hour. The last one at 91, a little bit up to McCann and got the foul ball.
Mark Teixeira back in their lineup tonight. He's on deck. A single and a double with one man out for the Yankees. Pounds that one in there. 93 for a strike. Well, last night Masahiro Tanaka really pitched well. No decision for him. 7 innings, 4 hits. You were right, Jerry. Didn't feel like the Red Sox were going to get him.
No.
They did get the bullpen. Joe Girardi was taking some heat for taking him out of the ball game. When he did, that one sucked foul off to the left. The pitch count really was not out of line. There are also some critics about Girardi not sticking with Tommy Lane longer than he did when he looked sharp.
A lot of managers around.
There are
a lot of managers around. I think he also wanted to try to stay away from Betances in that game last night too.
I think the question about Tanaka is a little more legitimate than anything else because he only threw 93 pitches. And he does have some ligament damage in that elbow.
Yeah.
But he didn't strike anybody out, which was fascinating in those 7 innings. Here's the 0-2. Line shot foul. Some pretty good cuts here by McCann. And incidentally, was the first time in Tanaka's career he did not strike somebody out in a start.
I think you can count on one hand the number of fastballs he threw in that game last night. He just mixed everything up, all of his pitches.
You were shocked when he offered one up to Big Papi. It was the only one he saw, I think. Gregorius at third, Headley at second. Red Sox at the moment in front 2-0. Buchholz trying to keep it. McCann's 3 for 8 against him in his career. Clay has struck him out 3 times. One and 2.
Pedroia very deep in that shift out in short right field. He's going to try to obviously get it out, but also knock a ball down. Anything in that direction so another run can't score. The man from second base.
1-2 coming. And that one just missed.
Yeah, Buchholz not happy early with Rayburn behind the plate. He thought he had this, and Farrell not happy. That's a 2-seamer that he thought he brought back to the inside corner and did not get the call. Very, very close.
Clay had a couple like that go against him in Toronto too. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. High pop up. Bogart's going out. Here comes Jackie Bradley. He wants it. He takes it. They will not test his arm. Gregorius staying put at third base. That's a big out for Clay Buchholz.
Yeah, very big, and he goes back to the same pitch. He tries that 2-seam fastball again inside and really ties up McCann. Had he taken that pitch, that certainly would have been called a strike. And by tying up McCann, he can't hit it deep enough to get a run home.
So now he gets Teixeira, 198 with 12 home runs. And this is a guy that Clay has dominated in his career. Teixeira just 4 for 28 against the righty. That's a 143 batting average. So he has a chance to get out of this unscathed and preserve the lead. First pitch, strike 1. Teixeira, 36 years old, switch hitter, retiring at the end of the season. He's 4 years younger, with lots less fanfare than David Ortiz as he goes out the door. He's had a very nice career, but isn't it amazing where Big Papi is playing right now as far as the level of play as opposed to Teixeira? Rolls that one foul. This guy's 4 years younger.
This guy's been a real nice player his whole career. Very good defensive first baseman. I think that gets overlooked sometime.
He's a 5-time Gold Glover, 3-time All-Star. The injuries have caught up to him the last few years.
Now Leone and Buchholz trying to get on the same page here with the 0-2 count. A lot of times with 2 strikes they'll go up above the belt against Teixeira. He's got the uppercut swing.
Runners edge away from second and third. Gregorius coming way down the line. He did go up top, but he missed.
Yep, tried to elevate, tried to get him to chase, but that one not that tempting. It was a little bit too high.
Now Shaw creeping a little bit closer to third base. Gregorius really taking liberties before that last pitch. It's almost halfway home. The 1-2. Fouled away. Just got a piece of it.
Tried changing the eye level right there. Went to the high fastball on the previous pitch, up out of the strike zone. Comes back with a changeup that's got to be down in the strike zone. But Teixeira just gets a piece of it. That you would call a good foul ball.
Mason Williams, the right fielder, the youngster, on deck. Second and third, 2 down. Here comes the 1-2. In tight for a ball. That evens it up at 2-2. This had pretty good velocity in the fastball, 93 to 94. Looking to set down Teixeira. High fly ball into right field, but very playable. Mookie Betts there. And Clay Buchholz gets out of that jam. He strands runners at second and third. 2-0 Boston. Later, regardless of the number of outs, Twisted Tea, the hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea, be a little twisted. Bottom of the second inning. Chris Young leads it off. Sandy Leone next, and then Jackie Bradley against Luis Cessa, the rookie, making his 6th major league start. And the Red Sox got to him in the first inning for a pair of runs on 4 hits and a hit batsman.
He spent most of the year at the minor league level. Did work out of the bullpen for the Yankees earlier in the season.
Little flare toward left center field, toward the alley. Gardner on the run. He'll take it in for the out.
And one thing about that Yankee outfield, between Gardner in left field and Ellsbury in center field, plenty of speed. It's very similar, obviously, the other way for the Red Sox with Betts and Bradley.
Frozen Fenway returns to Boston January 2017. Fans can enjoy 2 exciting outdoor Hockey East doubleheaders, the 7th and 14th. Tickets are on sale right now. Visit redsox.com/Frozen Fenway for more information. Sandy Leone to get in at 347 with 7 homers after going 1 for 4 last night in the Red Sox thrilling victory. Red Sox with 3 walk-offs this year, also against Houston on May 14th. David Ortiz was doused in flour. Then against the White Sox about 5 weeks later. Big Poppy one was memorable. Joe Kelly's idea to come out with the flour. We weren't sure what it was at first. It was a safe alternative to anything else.
Now, I'd never seen that before, and you're right. Wasn't quite sure what it was.
It's a record-tying day for David. The 1-2 pitch. 2-2 on Leone.
That's pretty good fastball. 96 right there with movement on it, moving away from Leone. We saw a lot of off-speed pitches in the first inning.
2-2. Toward the shift, here's Castro from the grass and right. 2 down. Cessa was acquired from the Tigers in a trade last December. Second time he was dealt in 5 months. He was traded from the Mets to Detroit in July of 2015. in the Yoenis Cespedes trade. Detroit also landing the very talented right-hander Michael Fulmer in that trade. Two down, Jackie Bradley at 272, 24 homers. He's driven in 84. Red Sox in the lead here in the second inning, 2-0. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garrett Austin from Fenway, which is packed again here on a Friday night. Very comfortable evening. Just a hint of fall in the air.
A little bit cooler last night here at the ballpark than it is tonight.
1-1. Jackie won't chase it. Baltimore did get a run in their game against Tampa Bay, but the Rays still lead at 4-1 fourth inning. Two.
That's a good changeup right there. He threw him a bunch of fastballs and goes with that changeup down and away, gets the swing and miss from Bradley. Now Headley goes to the right side in the shift.
High chop to the right side, and Castro will set him down. That's a fast inning. On Nesson. On to the third inning. It is 2-0. Red Sox have the lead over the Yankees. Alex Spear joining us from 108 Stitches and the Boston Globe. Good to see you again.
Great to see you guys. Feel like it's been a while.
It has been a little while since, and we got some catching up to do with you. So let's start with David Ortiz. And coming off of last night, 3 RBIs again last night, immediately delivering here tonight, despite all the good work of the opposing teams, as this one is ripped into right for a base hit by Williams to get started in the third inning. He continues to beat them.
One of the things that I thought was perhaps one of his most impressive at-bats yesterday was not one of the hits, but instead the sac fly, where there was a splitty that Tanaka threw him down and away, kind of on the shoe tops to a left-handed hitter, that he was able to lift into the air for the first run of the game for the Red Sox. And just that ability, that plate coverage, where you're able, there isn't a hole. I was talking to a scout about him today who said, I keep looking for that area where you can attack him, that weakness. There isn't one. He's not swinging and missing at any particular region. And if you look at his strikeouts this year, he's striking out less than he ever has in his career.
Brett Gardner now, he's 0 for 1 with a pop to short. Stopped by Leon, trying to grab that right at the back foot of Gardner, and the runner will hold it first.
Well, that's a great point, Alex. You know, we think of David Ortiz and we think of the power numbers, but sometimes what gets overlooked is just how good a hitter he is. And last night was a really good example of that, because he didn't see hardly any fastballs in that game at all. And it's almost like he was looking for off-speed pitches and spraying them all over the ballpark.
And this is the time of year where that matters so much, because you have scout after scout who's flooding in, getting ready for the advanced scouting for postseason series. And so if you're able, if you show a weakness, you're exposed all of a sudden, and they're going to attack that repeatedly over the course of the postseason. If you don't show a weakness, then you have teams starting to worry a lot about you. I was actually talking about it a little bit with Dave Dombrowski, who said that the Tigers in 2013 made a concerted decision that they weren't going to let David Ortiz beat them. That didn't work out so well against Joaquin Benoit.
The 1-0, and he won't chase that pitch outside. I think of the St. Louis Cardinals, too, of the World Series that followed, and David hitting .688. And finally, they started walking him when it was far too late. Mike Matheny finally determined maybe this isn't a good idea to be pitching to him right now.
Joe Kelly once said the same thing. He said, I kept watching David get all those hits and wondering, why are we still pitching to him?
He wasn't alone. A dive back in by Williams as we visit with Alex Spear, the Boston Globe, here tonight. Now, how about the young guys who are, the next guys in the pipeline for the Red Sox, like Mookie Betts? I mean, obviously Mookie has emerged as a star this year in a very big way, but this is different for him this time of the year in such meaningful games for the first time.
Yesterday, I thought, was a fascinating example of how the veteran Red Sox are trying to bring along the younger guys. You saw it when Ortiz hit the home run, goes back to the dugout, and he's yelling, let's go, let's go. There's a message being delivered there. After David drives in that first run of the 9th inning, Dustin Pedroia is going up to Mookie Betts in the on-deck circle and saying, let's go, we can win this, we can win this. There are messages that are being conveyed to the younger players about how to conduct themselves, what's at stake, kind of the intensity and focus that they have to bring to these circumstances that are unlike anything they've faced in the big leagues before. Mookie Betts was great last year in September. Those games didn't matter like these games matter. And the young players, they're tired. They kind of look tired in terms of what their performance has been like at the beginning of September. Betts is having the worst month that he's ever had in his big league career thus far. Bogarts' numbers are well down. Bradley's hit some struggles, especially against lefties. And so the veterans are trying to give them that kind of encouragement to push through and get that next win.
Well, you good guys that have been there and done that, on this Red Sox club, and that's certainly, and they're guys that everybody respects because of their work ethic. And so when people like that talk to you, you listen, because they've been in these situations before, and it's not only that they've been in them, but it's how they approached day to day, and that's what impresses young players.
They give that example that the younger players can gravitate towards, where they're able to see the kind of work that goes into it, the intensity and focus that goes into it at this time of year, that they can then apply to their own skill sets. So to me, as big as Hanley's hit was yesterday, and that's just his 6th walk-off of his career, Betts getting the RBI single to set that up was huge.
First and second for Jacoby Ellsbury, who took ball 4 in the first inning. Clay just walked Brett Gardner after the single by Williams. So for the second inning in a row, he's in some difficulty. The Red Sox do hold a 2-0 lead. Here in the third inning, Tampa Bay still leading Baltimore 4-1 there in the fourth. And Sanchez lurking on deck as we chat with Alex Spear, the 0-1. Line shot, caught, back to first, not in time to turn 2. That might have rolled around in the glove a little bit on Dustin Pedroia, but he hauls it in for a big first out.
Yeah, first of all, we'll get the out. That's pretty good play right there by Pedroia. But then to be able to get anything at all on that throw is nearly impossible. And you could see that Gardner was off first base, but the ball was hit so hard, he didn't have a chance to get way off first base. And Dustin could never really get himself in a position to make a strong throw there. So, nobody to blame on that. I mean, it's just good base running by Gardner. He couldn't get off that far. He gets back, and a very nice play by Pedroia.
The athleticism of the guys who are up the middle, Bogarts and Pedroia, along with Bradley and Betts, is astonishing. The body control that they have, the ability to kind of get off throws while contorting themselves is something else. I don't know that I can recall a group of 4 Red Sox who were up in the big leagues at one time who were able to release the ball from so many different positions and arm angles.
That's what a lot of the scouts talk about when they look at the Red Sox, the athleticism. It's a separator in this division. Wouldn't you agree? It's
enormous, particularly given the increasing importance of defense in baseball, the increasing emphasis on just finding guys who can really control the game. The importance of an out is understood by everyone now, I think, in a way that it might not have been a decade ago. And so having those guys who are able to just react to what they're seeing on the field and just cover ground, make plays is a difference maker, definitely.
Buchholz trying to get Sanchez to hit into his second double play in as many at bats and get out of this third inning. It's been a bit of a scuffle for Clay. Walked a man in the first inning, but got the twin killing on Sanchez. He allowed a single and a double in the second inning, then got 2 big outs. Just got a very important first out on the liner caught by Pedroia, and the 0-2. Hard ground ball snagged by Shaw. Maybe 2 again. They turn it once more. Second time for Sanchez. Alex, thanks so much for the visit. 319. So 2 of the top 3 are indeed Red Sox. Pedroia hoping he has time to run down Altuve for that batting crown. Swings immediately and he pops it to left. Gregorius out. Gardner in. Gardner has it. And Dustin Pedroia 1 for 2 tonight as we go down to Garrett Austin.
Thanks, Obie. Well, last night was such a huge win for the team, and several guys said that the excitement this time of the year is the best. It's why you play the game, but they all admitted to scoreboard watching. I talked to Travis Shaw, and he said that he actually pays more attention when they're not in first place. And Mookie Betts said that you pay attention, but the focus is on winning. Because as long as you're winning, you don't have to look at the scoreboard as much. But guys, such an excitement in the clubhouse last night, and a lot of the guys said that that was their favorite baseball moment. Jerry, what was September baseball like for you?
Well, I had one opportunity that was important, and that was in 1978. And scoreboard watching, you better believe it. I mean, we went into the last week of the season behind one game of the New York Yankees, and each team won every single game that week. And finally, on a Sunday afternoon, the Yankees got beat by the Cleveland Indians, so that caused a playoff here at Fenway Park. We know how that came out. But the fact is, yes, you do watch the scoreboard. There's no question about that.
Bogarts, a broken back ground ball to Gregorius. Xander was hit by a pitch first time up and scored a run. And they're 2 down.
The feeling is so different. You know, it's funny how stages of the seasons go. Early in the season, you're trying to get yourself in a good position to be in a playoff race in the second half. You're thinking about some personal stats that you want to, goals you want to create. Then you get to this part of the season and forget all that. It's just about coming, doing your job every day, and winning a ball game.
David Ortiz taking a ball. He has an RBI single tonight. 78 Club won the last 8 games of the regular season, right?
Yes.
To force that playoff. Fouled back by Big Papi. Mookie Betts on deck. Join Nesson tonight right after the game for an introspective look at Big Papi's extraordinary career. It's David Ortiz, The Journey, presented by Foxwoods Resort Casino. That's right after the game against the Yankees tonight. And that one is not foul at the plate. Got a chance to watch it. Little preview earlier today. It's terrific. There's some stories and some insights in there. Some things you've never heard before. You think you know everything about a player who's been around along as David.
Yeah, really great job by Tom Caron interviewing David Ortiz. And David, from what I've seen, was just excellent.
One of the striking things about it, not to give too much away, just how much poverty David grew up in the Dominican Republic. 1-2 on the way. Hanley Ramirez joining David and Mookie Betts in a 100 RBI club. Last night, the last trio of Red Sox to do it in one season, 2003. That was David, Manny Ramirez, and Nomar Garciaparra. So it has been a while.
He just threw him a slider. If he throws him another one that's elevated about 6 inches, it's going to be out of the ballpark.
Cessa's 2-2. He got him to commit, and down he goes, strike 3. Got to be picked up. He's got to throw him out, and that will retire the side on the strikeout. And Starlin Castro will square off against Clay Buchholz. He's 0 for 1 with a pop out to the third baseman. Clay has not started a game against the Yankees this season. He is 5-9 lifetime against New York, 1-5 here at Fenway. Big cut and a miss.
A two-seam fastball that time by Buchholz, going down and in on Castro to quickly get ahead 0-2.
These two clubs will turn around and play again tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. It'll be David Price against Brian Mitchell. Then Drew Pomeranz goes on Sunday Night Baseball against CC Sabathia. So 3 of the 4 pitchers will be on the bump over the weekend are left-handers. Clay last 2 innings has had some base runners, but he's got through it without a run. Looking to retire the leadoff man here in the 4th inning. Here's the 0-2. Up top for a ball. Jerry, you and I are heading down to the Cape to honor the winners of our backyard ballpark contest.
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, be there.
Going to be in Falmouth, right?
Yep, East Falmouth.
He 1-2. Swing and a miss. Spun him around. And down he goes, strike 3.
That's good pitching right there by Buchholz. You know, he threw a high fastball up and in, then he goes back down and away with the fastball again. And a very late swing of that time by Castro, almost like he was expecting something other than a fastball, but that location was spot on.
His first strikeout, and Lexus is making a pledge to strikeout hunger. For every strikeout by Sox pitcher, Lexus donates $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Gregorius next. He singled his first time up. And then Headley doubled. Both of those with one down. And then Clay bore down and got the next two men on fly balls.
Yeah, I was told today, Dave, that there's supposed to be about 100 people there tomorrow for this backyard ballpark deal, and we're looking forward to it. I understand we're going to have quite a lunch, and hopefully they get the game on too. And be 1 o'clock start.
Look forward to that. Weather's supposed to be great on the Cape and every place else in New England. I'm glad to hear that food will be served. A high fly ball into right field, but it does not carry. Betts racing in now to the warning track in fair territory to make the catch. You know me, first things first, you want to be fed.
I'm sure they'll have a plate ready for you as soon as you get out of your limo.
Yeah, my limo. No chance. Chase Headley doubled his first time. He is 1 for 1. A backyard ballpark. I keep thinking backyard barbecue. So I hope there's barbecue. You know, barbecue chicken, maybe some ribs, a little coleslaw, potato salad, big cooler of brews. What do you think?
How about you ordering your meal for tomorrow?
I think it's actually closer to begging. Or a clam bake. We're going to be on the Cape.
I think that's what we're having.
Outstanding. Base is empty, 2 down, the 0-1. And ran inside and skipped to the backstop. A much different game than the last time Clay was on the hill at Toronto, which is that roller coaster game against the Blue Jays. The Red Sox actually won 11-8, one of the more exciting wins of the year. This Red Sox team has had a few lately. The 1-1. Tough pitch in tight on the curve.
Yeah, a couple of curveballs for Buchholz tonight. Not a good one. Starts outside part of the plate, cuts to the inside corner, as you can see. And on top of it is Headley. That head flying off just a little bit too soon on the breaking ball.
The shift on for Headley and the 1-2 pitch. Knocked it foul the other way. There in the 5th inning at Baltimore, and Tampa Bay is on top 4-2 over the Orioles. McCann on deck. Red Sox leading 2-0. Plays up to 60 pitches. And the 1-2 to Chase Headley. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I thought one of the great success stories of last night was Robbie Scott, the left-hander.
Yeah, that was a great performance by Scott coming out of the Red Sox. The Red Sox bullpen in whole was very, very good last night.
Really has been in the month of September. At a clutch time, the 2-2. High again, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Scott, quite a story out of the independent league where he was managed by Jose Canseco.
Now that had to be something special.
Really special. I think one time he asked him to go out and play center field, and he did. That makes perfect sense with Jose Canseco managing. 3-2 down low, and that hits him. It skipped and hit him. And so Headley is on, a hit batsman with 2 down.
It's not been easy for Clay Buchholz so far in this game. Not a 1-2-3 inning yet. Right off the knee, it looked like that time on the cut fastball inside. Just below the right knee.
Sox fans looking for the best seats to the biggest games. Check out the official Red Sox ticket resale marketplace at RedSoxReplay.com. Best place for season ticket holders to sell their tickets when they can't make it to the game. So Headley on as that one hit him in the knee. And McCann 0 for 1. He is flying out to center. Downstairs, ball 1.
See where Bogaerts is playing in the shift here with McCann at the plate right now and on the grass, just in case he decides to push one in that direction.
And he will drop down a bunt on occasion. 19 home runs. He lays off. That is low. Two and nothing on McCann. He was 0 for 1 as a ninth inning pinch hitter last night in the Red Sox come from behind victory. Buchholz home with a 2-0. He lofts this one into right field, and Betts has plenty of space to maneuver. And that will retire the side. Nothing comes to the hit batsman. Tickets or call 877 Red Sox 9 today. Last half of the fourth, Sox in front 2-0. Got both of those in the first inning, an inning that could have produced more runs. Red Sox actually had 2 men thrown out at second base. In that inning, Mookie singled and stole second. Originally he was ruled out, but they overturned that call and got it right. Betts had a key 2-out RBI in that ninth inning last night as part of that big rally.
Yeah, that's very close to being a swing right there. Fortunate, I think Betts is still at the plate.
Roll to third base. Headley with a backhand and gets him. 1 out. Time now to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires. Hanley Ramirez since August 1st. That's 38 games, hitting .312 with 40 RBIs and 12 home runs. Toyo Tires is the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Hanley followed up last night's 3-run game-winning home run with an RBI single in the first inning tonight. Sessa has calmed down since that first inning, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has. That last fastball at 96 miles an hour inside to Ramirez.
He was originally a New York Met. They signed him as a shortstop, and he played for 2 years in the Dominican Summer League, but he struggled badly at the plate, so they converted him to pitcher. And that's how he found his way to the big leagues. Inside, and the count moves to 2-1.
Sessa wanted that one there. He thought he had a fastball on the inside part of the plate for a strike, but those close ones have been going in the direction of the hitters early in the ballgame.
Fourth inning, 2-0 Sox. There's a shot to center field. Ellsbury back, turning again, and it's happened again. It's gone. Oh, he likes that spot out there in center field. 3-0 Boston. Hanley on some home run tear. There's number 26 to make it 3-0.
The last 2 home runs that Hanley has hit, both have been on fastballs. Last night, Betances to center field. This a fastball also. It's supposed to be away. It stays middle, and Hanley takes it right back up the middle for the long ball. What a nice compact swing. Look at the follow through with the hands. No release of the bat by one hand, both hands on the bat.
Travis Shaw now, as he'll look at a ball. Speedway proud to be New England's first choice for value and convenience for every Sox homer. Speedway donates to Boston Children's Hospital. That one ripped down the right field line. That's going to be a fair ball and jump into the stands after the bounce for a double. So now suddenly the Red Sox roaring back to life against Sessa.
Well, you know, Dave, we talked earlier in the ballgame how the home run may be a factor for the Red Sox tonight because Sessa came into the game giving up 13 in only about, what, 45, 46 innings. Well, he gave one up this inning to Hanley. The double by Shaw and Girardi to the phone.
Don't you think it's time that everybody kind of reevaluates the season that Hanley Ramirez is having?
I think we've been fair with that pretty much all season long. I mean, he's been very, very steady. Now he's being absolutely more than steady. He's being clutch.
102 RBIs.
Yeah.
Very good chance for 30 home runs. Well over 100 RBIs, of course, making a run at a .290 batting average. And defensively as well, he's been so solid over there at first base.
I got to tell you, about a month ago, I was talking with Chili Davis outside the Red Sox clubhouse, and we were talking about Hanley at that time, and he said, you know, one of the guys, we were talking about number of hitters, he said one of the guys that doesn't get the attention that should be getting the attention is a guy that's had a very solid season. He said Hanley Ramirez. And, you know, I mentioned the power numbers to him, and he says they're going to come.
Pop to right. Williams plenty of time to get in. Shaw back to second. Will not challenge. And there are two down. Well, that kind of goes to my point. I don't feel like he's gotten all the credit that maybe he deserves. And now you're right. He's gone over 100 RBIs. That's an attention getter.
Yeah, you know, he continued to drive in runs all season long while maintaining an average of somewhere around 270, 275, but getting clutch base hits. And then all of a sudden the power starts to come here late, which is great for the Red Sox because you know he's capable of putting up home run numbers, and he's certainly doing that now.
Well, Hanley can carry a ball club. He has won a batting crown. Been an outstanding hitter. Here comes Sandy Leon now, 0 for 1 with a tapper to second. Trying to pick up another run. Red Sox in front 3-0 after Hanley's 26th. Strike one on a swing and a miss.
I'll tell you one more thing about Hanley. He's having a ball playing baseball this year. He really is. You know, last year was so miserable with the experiment out in left field for him. He's like a completely different person this year.
He's not hit a cheap home run all year. That last one went 442. That was a foot longer than last night's. Fly ball to left field. And Gardner has that one sized up and makes the play. So the Red Sox get one. And now People's United Bank. A great time of the year as that one is hit well into left field off the bat of Teixeira. Off the monster. He takes the wide turn, but that's going to be a long single as the throw comes to Pedroia. So Teixeira finding some green there is 1 for 2.
And not waiting around that time, jumping on the first fastball from Clay Buchholz and taking it high off that left field wall. Very good job by Chris Young out there to get it back in, and Teixeira held to a single. It's interesting. Yankee Stadium, that ball's probably an out. Fenway Park, it's a long, long single.
So Teixeira aboard. That is the 4th hit of the ball game for the Yankees. And now the young left-handed hitter from Rhode Island, Mason Williams. He singled his first time up. He's a rookie. And another base hit. So he goes the other way, picking on the first pitch. So the first two men strike for singles in the 5th against Buchholz.
That's twice tonight. He's hit the ball hard back in his first at bat. Took a curveball, it looked like, from Buchholz and pulled it for a base hit. This time he goes the other way. That time it's the fastball that he gets his hands on top of and puts it on the ground by Bogaerts.
Now, if you're a real serious Patriots fan, you will know this. Williams' father, Derwin Williams, is a former wide receiver for the New England Patriots.
I'm a serious fan, but I did not know that.
You are a serious fan. 85 to 87.
Now I do.
Derwin, by the way, now a football official for Conference USA. Here's Brett Gardner. He's popped up and taken ball 4. That's a strike. Now, twice tonight, when he's needed it, Clay Buchholz has gotten a double play turn for him. It was the same man each time. It was Gary Sanchez. And on both occasions, it went 5-4-3. Gardner, a tough man to double up. He fouls it away at home plate.
Now, to get a double play on a guy like Brett Gardner, you almost have to have a ground ball that's moving the second baseman or the shortstop toward the bag. Really gets down that first base line very, very well.
Ellsbury on deck. Sox lead the season series against the Yankees 8-5. Clay taking his time in the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and he got him. He struck him out.
Gardner completely fooled on the changeup that time from Buchholz. He actually threw him, back-to-back changeups. And this one was never really in the strike zone. There you see the grip, it starts out below the knees and ends up in the dirt.
Ellsbury now a walk and a line drive that was caught by Dustin Pedroia in the 3rd inning. Ellsbury probably thought he had a hit on that one. Jacoby at .268 with 9 home runs. He is 2 for 11 against Clay Buchholz. Softly hit, loop foul, and into the dugout, caught by Gardner with a one-handed play.
Just exactly what Gardner wants to do right after making it out.
He's easy to spot in their dugout when he's not wearing a helmet.
Pretty intense guy.
Yes. The 0-1 pitch. Lunging pop-up. Here comes Betts on the move, and Mookie will make the catch. Runners back to first and second. So once again, Buchholz getting himself into some trouble, but then getting too fast out. Sunday at 8, don't miss the Ultimate Red Sox Show presented by AAA. We have the best moments from the past week of Red Sox baseball. That's Sunday at 8, only on NESN.
Now the last 2 outs, Dave, coming on very good changeups from Buchholz. The changeup to strike out Gardner, and that last changeup was excellent to Ellsbury. Had him off balance out on his front foot, and the result, the fly ball to Mookie Betts.
He's also made terrific pitches to this guy, Sanchez, twice. Getting their number 3 hitter to bounce into a double play. Doesn't need one now because there are 2 down runners at first and second. Red Sox ahead 3-0. And he starts with a breaking ball for a strike.
There's the 2 pitches I was talking about. The changeup that bounces to Gardner, that was with an 0-2 count, and then the changeup to Jacoby. That's a very good one. That moving down and away from Ellsbury. He just kind of one-hands it out to Betts.
Got to be wary of the home run with this youngster because that's what he's looking to do. He hit a bunch of them as soon as they gave him an everyday job. Got to 11 home runs quicker than anybody ever did. Teixeira and Williams on the bases with 2 down and 2 strikes on Sanchez. One ball and 2 strikes could not entice him on the curve in the dirt.
Saw Leon pointing to the ground. You knew it was going to be something off speed, whether it be changeup or curveball, and it ends up being the curveball. But Leon pointing to the ground. He wanted that ball to bounce. Trying to get him to chase something with the count 0-2.
Looking for the strikeout, the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They've gone to the 7th inning in Baltimore, and the Rays still lead the Orioles 4-2. Set by the 32-year-old, and he fires and can't get that one to count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Leon will head on out for a visit.
And keeps getting to try to chase that breaking ball, or I should say cut fastball away. He chased one early in the count, but since that time he's laid off a couple of them.
Sanchez, not only a power guy, he's been hitting for average too. He's hitting .320. They lead at first and second. They'll be off to the races with 2 down. Here it comes. And a high fly ball into left center field. Giving chase, Jackie Bradley heading for the top of the wall. It's off the green. That's going to drive it a couple of runs. Williams is in. Teixeira in front of him. That's a 2-run double for Sanchez. And the Yankees jump right back and get 2 runs to make it a 3-2 game.
And that was on a changeup that time by Buchholz too. Sanchez put up a very tough at bat. He stayed off a couple of cut fastballs away, then he gets something off speed and scrapes that wall. High fly ball that's going to scrape it on the way down, and 2 big runs there for the Yankees with 2 outs.
Sanchez drives in a pair, and now they have the tying run in scoring position with Castro the batter. He's popped up and struck out tonight. Toward the middle, Xander Bogaerts will gather that and get him to retire the side. However, the Yankees pick up. This one's tightened up now. Sanchez with a 2-run double. And the Yankees on the scoreboard, 3-2 Boston here in the last half of the 5th. Jackie 0 for 1. Pop toward right. Williams coming on, and he'll make the play. He does have good speed. He's been one of their best base runners in a minor league system. As mentioned, his dad was a wide receiver. He can go and get it.
He got a very good jump on that too, because you see a big swing by Bradley and it looks like the ball's going to carry, but watch the jump that Williams gets out in right field, and then that speed takes over. Very nice play.
When he became a prospect for the first time, the family moved from Rhode Island to Winter Garden, Florida, so he could play every day. He wound up getting drafted in the 4th round in 2010 by the Yankees. Dustin Pedroia 1 for 2 with a single. 33-year-old playing some of the best baseball of his career. Sits safely in 21 of his last 22 at home at about .480 over that span. Pazos now throwing in their bullpen, the left-hander. And Sessa fires the automatic strike. 3-1 on Petey. Dustin has been Mr. Consistent. .330 against righties, .321 against lefties. Hard hit snagged by Headley as he went down for it and got him. 2 up and 2 down. Sessa's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 4 2/3, 6 hits. Did give up a big home run to Hanley in the 4th inning, but he hasn't made many mistakes since the 1st inning.
He's settled down nicely into this game. He really has. I mean, it looked like the Red Sox ran into a couple of outs in the 1st inning. That helped him out a little bit, even though the Red Sox did get 2. But it looked like he wasn't going to make it through the first couple of innings.
Xander Bogaerts hit by a pitch, and he is grounded to shortstop. 0 for 1 tonight. But his last 13 games against the Yankees, hitting .333. pops this up on the left side of the diamond. And Sessa is going to cruise in the fifth game. Hope you're tuning in. Terrific show. First of 2 specials on David, produced by Nesson. Ross now working in the bullpen as Buchholz pitches into his 6th. Roughed up for a couple of runs last inning, as he allowed 3 hits and a double by Sanchez. It really looks like an emerging star in the American League. Gregorius 1 for 2 with a base hit. Waved at and missed. Well, he's had that changeup working. Plays pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket.
Double plays have helped Buchholz out on a couple of occasions in this game, in the first and in the third, both by Sanchez, but then Sanchez won that 3rd battle with a double off the wall.
Gregorius, the leadoff man, 18 home runs, leadoff man in this inning. He golfs that one, popped it up, and Pedroia right there to grab that for the out. Chase Headley will be up next. He has not been retired tonight with a double, and he's been hit by a pitch. Right now, you get up to 60 months with no interest on anything at Jordan's Furniture. Furnish one room or your entire room. Best of all, you get to enjoy it right now. Visit Jordans.com for details. Headley with nobody on base, and the Red Sox put on a shift with Dustin Pedroia, the man in the shotgun and right. Jerry, every once in a while, come September and October, I like to mix in a little football terminology.
I picked that up. I did. You think I'm not listening to you, but I just picked that up.
I know you're a very good listener. And I know you love your football. You love your Patriots. 0-1. Foul tip into the mitt. This is an idea of how big a Patriots fan Jerry Remy is. Saturday and Sunday are going to be national broadcasts, so we have it off. But on Sunday, Jerry is going to be flying in time to get down to Baltimore so he can see the Pats game.
Right.
Your whole weekend is engineered to get down and see the Pats game on television.
Right. Exactly. You got that right, Dave.
Glad to hear that. The 0-2 skips up there.
My other option would have been to take a later flight, which would not have been good for me because I would have watched the game, but I would have had to leave it toward the end to get to the airport, and I'd be miserable all day. So now I could be by myself, miserable in a room in Baltimore, but at least I got a football game to watch.
People think you're kidding, but you would be miserable.
Oh yeah.
You want to. Another guy who is just crying that occasionally misses those early season games is that man, Brian Butterfield.
He knows more about football than anybody I know who's not involved in football. I mean, you ask him any Patriot question, he's got the answer.
Yep. Wearing a Pats jersey when he got on the flight the other night when the Red Sox went with their favorite sports jerseys. And anybody who was wearing a Patriots jersey, and there were a bunch of guys, he addressed them by the name on the back of the jersey, not by who they actually are, and in a very serious tone.
Yeah. The Patriots in Michigan.
Yep. Got invited to a Michigan football practice recently, and he was over the moon about that. And he was very impressed. Here comes the 3-2 to Headley. High chop. Charging in Pedroia. Got him. 2 down. And what Clay really needs is a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, he does. You know, he hasn't had an easy one in this ball game tonight. A couple of quick outs on a changeup. That time the fastball for the ground ball out. And now he's got to deal with McCann.
Celebrate the end of an era with exclusive David Ortiz headwear, apparel, and memorabilia available now at the 47 Big Poppy Shop on the corner of Yawkey and Arthur's Way. Can has gone 0 for 2. Twice he's hit it in the air, once to center, once to right. Red Sox ahead 3-2 in the 6th. And trying to emerge tonight at the end of all the games with a 3-game lead in the American League East. Tampa Bay is helping again. They lead 4-2 over Baltimore. Hard hit, but a foul, even though collected by Hanley Ramirez, a foul ball.
Hanley playing very close to that first base line. Very tough to get something between Ramirez and the line. You can see the location of Ramirez there, so it's really just one crossover step, and he's got the line covered.
Buchholz with a 1-1 to McCann. Shot into left center field. That's into the alley. That's headed for the wall. Onto the warning track. Short hopping the monster. Heading into second base. McCann. He'll slide in front of the tag. And he is in with a double. So no 1, 2, 3, 6th inning for Buchholz.
A couple of doubles over the last couple of innings. Sanchez on a changeup back in the 5th inning to drive 2 runs in. Now the curveball that kind of stayed out over the plate. Buchholz wanted that more down and in. Instead it stayed out over, and good hitting there by McCann going the other way with it.
So the Yankees have a man set to score with 2 down. Teixeira has gone 1 for 2 with a base hit, which got him only to the Mendoza line. After the first one, he pops up. Xander Bogaerts says he has it and makes the catch. So Clay Buchholz holds despite the double. Ortiz about to lead things off. 3-2 Red Sox. Here's Passos, the lefty. Brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Big cut and a miss. That was a home run swing for sure for David.
Yeah, that was on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
David with an RBI single for RBI number 115 in the first inning since he has struck out. He tags that one to center field. Driving back, Jacoby Ellsbury turning off the wall. Ortiz wants second. He's going. The throw will not get him. He is in with a double. He turned on the Jets, rounding first base for a 2-bagger.
Not missing a home run by very much. Back-to-back fastballs, and this time straightaway center field for Ortiz. You can see right there how close that was to being a home run. Ortiz again challenging the arm of Ellsbury. This time in safe at second base. One hitter and out goes the pitcher.
How about that bat speed at 40 years old? This is called to the bullpen. Brought to you by Kia. The Yankees. Mookie Betts the batter and takes a pitch inside from Jonathan Holder. Comes out of their bullpen, their second reliever in the inning. 5.40 ERA in just 3 appearances for the right-hander. Betts tonight 1 for 2 with a single. Looking to pick up Big Papi from second with nobody out. Red Sox leading 3-2. He goes the other way for a base hit. Brian Butterfield will put on the brakes on David as he stops at third base. Second hit tonight for Mookie Betts. First and third for Boston.
Good job by Mookie Betts. You know, his initial thought is moving the ball to the right side to advance Ortiz. Well, he comes up with the bonus. It's a cut fastball away. He finds that hole between first and second, but a good charge put on by Williams. And with nobody out, they're going to hold Ortiz at third base. That's the proper call.
Red Sox getting the inning to Hanley Ramirez, who's already had an outstanding night with 2 RBIs, a single to drive in a run in the first inning, and another home run to center, not far from where last night's landed in the 9th, and it was a foot longer. His 26th. Nobody out. And he takes inside ball 1. Hanley's last 31 games, he has driven in 40 runs. He's been on some tear. And Holder deals. Time to keep it moving moment brought to you by Old Dominion.
Hanley picks up number 26 on the season, straightaway center field. And time to give the Red Sox their third run of the ball game.
Old Dominion helping the world keep promises. Key moment here in the 6th inning. Red Sox trying to add on. And a very hot hitter at the plate.
I'll tell you what, he's so hard that I wouldn't mind giving him the green light on the 3-0 count.
Ortiz after the double, now at third. Mookie Betts at first. And the young right-hander with a 3-0 pitch. Let's see if Hanley is hacking. He did.
Yeah, when you get a guy in a zone like Ramirez is right now, the only problem right there is he chose a fastball that was a little bit too high. But, you know, when you're swinging it back the way he is, you got to give him the green light, 3-0.
Holder spent the majority of the season in the minors. He started in A-ball, then to Double-A and Triple-A, and then on to the big leagues. He's been a closer in the minors. And diving back in, Betts. Kirby Yates loosening in their pen. (3-2) Red Sox in the 6th. Great count for Hanley. Here comes the 3-1. Foul away.
Oh, he had a good one there too. A fastball down about knee high, pretty much middle, but fouled it off. That's one I think Hanley would love to have back.
Sanchez to the hill. Time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. And here's Tom Caron. Tom, thank you very much. So that one's tightened up. Close one here at Fenway as well, with the Red Sox lead the Yankees 3-2.
Let's see if Mookie Betts is off on the 3-2 count. They will be throwing through if there's a strike him out. They'll try to throw him out at second base because Ortiz isn't going anywhere.
Travis Shaw on deck. Nobody out. 3-2, the runner not going and fouled away. Back up into the State Street Pavilion. So they will do it again. About an hour from now, Toronto and the Angels will get underway in Southern California. Blue Jays winning last night. Long year for the Halos. They have lost 83 games and 4 straight. So Red Sox hoping for some help from them tonight. 3-2 again. And it's inside. He jumps back out of the way from ball 4. So the bases are going to be loaded for the Sox. And for Travis Shaw.
Now the Red Sox with a great opportunity for a put-away inning here in the 6th.
It's a first walk issue to the Red Sox tonight. It brings up Travis Shaw, who's gone 1 for 2 with a double. Travis and Mookie Betts and Manny Machado of Baltimore are the only major leaguers with 4 5 RBI games this season. And Travis doesn't have any tonight, but this is a golden chance to move toward another one. No place to put him, nobody out. A soft breaking ball in there for strike 1.
And down by a run here in the 6th inning. The Yankees still playing the infield back. They're trying to minimize the damage. They'll give up another run, but they want 2 outs.
Travis has had a nice homestand. 5 for 13 on it. 1-1. David Ortiz at third. Mookie Betts at second. Hanley Ramirez at first. Holder in a bind. And another strike. He's fond of his curveball.
Yeah, drops that one right on the outside part of the plate. Not really one, if you're Travis Shaw, that you want to swing at it until you have 2 strikes on you.
This is meeting number 8 for the catcher Sanchez.
He likes meetings. He had a bunch last night and a bunch already tonight, trying to make a decision on what they want to do with Shaw on the 1-2 count.
So my prediction is the Yankees will lead the league in time of game next year with him as the everyday catcher. He can really hit and likes to talk. All filled up, nobody out. Chris Young would be next. 1-2. Fly ball into right center. Ellsbury closing on that. Ortiz back to tag. Here he comes. The throw comes into second. The Red Sox have another run in as it goes all the way to the third baseman. Red Sox head 4-2. Travis Shaw with his 71st RBI. David Ortiz scoring for the first time tonight.
It's interesting. You know, the Red Sox will certainly take this, but so will the Yankees, because it's only 1 run that they've given up to this point. They get the first out of the inning. Ortiz will score with no problem, not even a throw, going to home plate. So the Red Sox now have the 2-run lead, but the Yankees do get the 1 out.
Sox up 4-2. Chris Young next. A fly out to left and a fly out to right. He's looking to get it done against his old mates. Yankee just last year. Whereas Chris on Monday finished a triple shy of the cycle, going 4 for 4, 2 doubles and a home run against the Orioles. Cut and a miss for strike 1.
Cut fastball that time from Holder to quickly get ahead.
Betts at second. Hanley Ramirez at first. And Holder's 0-1 offering. Pinned to the corner for a strike. Shreve and Yates throwing side by side in the Yankee bullpen. Holder made his major league debut very recently on September 2nd in a loss at Baltimore, although he pitched well, a perfect 6th inning.
He's been everywhere this year. A-ball, AA, AAA, big leagues.
Quite a whirlwind. 0-2. Left it high. Red Sox with as dramatic a victory last night as you could possibly have. Just the second time in Sox history they beat the Yankees in a game they trailed by 3 or more runs with 2 outs in the 9th inning. The other one came in 1908. 1-2 breaking ball, froze him in there for strike 3. It was a little high, but he got the call from DJ Rayburn.
Yeah, that completely fooled Chris Young. You can see him turn away from this breaking ball that's going to start directly at him, and then a little bit high in the strike zone, but the Yankees get the benefit of that call.
2 away for Sandy Leon, who has grounded to second, flying to left. He has 2 men aboard. Red Sox with a run in on top 4-2 over the Yankees. We're in the 6th inning. And the first one, that breaking ball right at the bottom of the zone for a strike.
Now, one in doubt, he's going to that pitch right there. I shouldn't say in doubt, but one in trouble with a man in scoring position. He's used it a lot. Starts off Sandy Leon with the breaking ball right at the bottom of the strike zone.
And Holder's 0-1. That's a strike on the corner.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty too. That's a cut fastball on the outside part of the plate.
Jonathan Holder dealing in the bottom of the 6th. Sandy looking to pick up his 34th RBI. He has hit the Yankees well all season. Here comes the 0-2. Popped up, back out of play. Say hello to the DD Perks loyalty program. It's how Dunkin' Donuts shows big time appreciation to loyal fans with great offers and perks like a free beverage when you join, another on your birthday. Enroll today at ddperks.com on the Dunkin' mobile app. The Red Sox run on Dunkin'.
Hey Dave, look, we got a meeting.
Wow, look at that. What an upset.
Discussing what they're going to throw on this 0-2 pitch. Sanchez probably wouldn't even put down a sign.
Meeting number 9. Sandy for the year 10 for 21 against the Yankees. That's .476. Hard hit foul into the Red Sox dugout.
Well, the decision was made to throw the cut fastball inside to Leon, but he's able to foul it off. That's a big run for the Red Sox out there at second base right now.
Got to be wary of that curveball with 2 strikes. Runners lead at first and second. And indeed he went with it, but outside.
Yeah, tries again to drop it on the outside part of the plate, but not close that time. Not tempting for Leon.
Betts at second, Hanley Ramirez at first. Holder slowing down the tempo with men on base. Red Sox ahead 4-2. 1-2 coming. Little pop up down the line, falling quickly, dropping, fair ball. And it takes a sideways hop into the stands. A run is in. He did not hit it very far, but in the exact right spot, man. The Red Sox lead it 5-2.
Wow. When you're hot, you're hot. And San Leon, I mean, just a little flare down that left field line. It's a good pitch, a cut fastball away, and right toward the end of the bat. And somehow it's got to stay in fair territory. Leon thought it was going to go foul. He didn't run right away. Stays fair, bounces in the stands. The Red Sox get that run home from second base with a little bit of luck.
He'll take it 5-2 Red Sox. Another pitching change and back to Fenway in just a moment. Chase and Shreve out of the bullpen with 2 down after Sandy Leon dunked a double to drive in a run. He's on to face Jackie Bradley, who has grounded to second, fly to right. You look at his numbers. He was hurt earlier this season with a sprained shoulder, but back from that, still a high ERA of 5.12.
4 times he's been up and down between AAA and the Yankees this season.
Jackie Bradley tripled against him earlier this season as that falls in for a strike.
Right here at Fenway Park, Shreve to Bradley, and another triple in that game also for Jackie Bradley Jr.
So looking for a repeat here with 2 down. The 1-1 pitch from the lefty. Got a piece of it on a big swing. Well, that's one he would love to have back. He's also added a double against this southpaw. Red Sox ahead 5-2. We really sensed that was a big run.
Yep.
To drive in that second run in the inning by Sandy Leon. Base hit, could drive in a couple here. The 1-2 bounced up there. Good stop by Sanchez.
A very good stop by Sanchez. He tried the split-fingered fastball that time, and it bounced. Sanchez able to block it. Keep Ramirez at third base. You know, we talked about this being a maybe put-away inning for the Red Sox, and it started out that way with the bases loaded, nobody out. That's why that last run, that last hit by Leon was very big. Something here from Bradley would be really big.
And the lefty's 2-2. That one skips away. Here comes Hanley trying to score. The shovel, the tag, and he's out at home. John Farrell wants to wait on this. He is on the horn. Red Sox going to think about it and will not challenge the play at the plate. That is out number 3. 5-2. Red Sox lead it after 6. And invite us to come see him in New York when the Red Sox visit on the upcoming trip, which is a long one, as Robbie Ross gets on top of the hill here to relieve Clay Buchholz, who can win it. Turns out to be a quality start for Clay, in line for the victory, going 6 2-runs on 7 hits. And he got Gardner twice. Bullpen still active. Brad Ziegler going.
I got 3 lefties in a row here. Williams, Gardner, Ellsbury, and that's why you see Robbie Ross in the game right now.
Williams is 2 for 2, and he has scored a run. He's an excellent defensive outfielder. One ball and 2 strikes. Gardner next, and then Ellsbury on to the 7th. Red Sox head 5-2. And a 1-2 in there. He got him. Strike 3. Time for a game break. Back to the studio. Here's TC. All right, TC, thank you very much. That's how tight it is. Red Sox up 2 on both Baltimore and Toronto. Toronto will get underway in about 40 minutes. Out west against the Angels. Gardner takes a strike. He's popped up to short, walked, and struck out. That against Clay Buchholz. Clay got into a couple of jams that he got out of with big double plays. Serve toward left down the line. That's going to be a fair ball up into the corner, and it gets by Young into second base. However, Gardner, he was headed that way anyway, and he's got himself a 2-base hit. Not many extra base hits lately against Robbie Ross, but Gardner has one.
Yeah, pretty good job too by Gardner, as he got a pitch away, a breaking ball away, and sliced it right down that left field line. The ball's going to get by Young, but even though if he makes that play, he's not going to get Gardner at second base. That was a locked double.
Sends up Jacoby Ellsbury, who's had a quiet night so far for the most part. A walk, a liner to second, caught by Pedroia. He's also flied to right field. So the Orioles have surged in front of Tampa Bay late by 1 run. We'll keep you posted on that one. Red Sox leading here in the 7th. Jacoby with 9 homers. He's driven in 52 runs. He'll take a strike. Mentioned this last night that Jacoby has reached on catcher's interference 11 times this season, and it has happened 25 times in his career. It's pretty extraordinary. That is the most by any major leaguer since Pete Rose.
Now, when you look at the backswing for Jacoby Ellsbury, after he makes contact, that bat really continues a long way toward the catches, and catches are aware of that, so they have to somewhat move back when he's at the plate, and he's also way at the back of the batter's box.
0-2 hammer to second base. The runner will advance. Pedroia on to first with it. Gardner into third with 2 down.
That's going to be it for Ross. Now with the right-handers coming up, and Sanchez, Ziegler will get the call.
John Farrell marching to the hill. That'll do it for Robbie. He leaves a runner at third base. The Red Sox leading by 3. And the Submariner coming on. Brad Ziegler to pitch. Red Sox had 5. Austin with it. Here in the 7th inning. Yankees have a runner at third base. 2 down. Sanchez in the box against Ziegler. Brad got his 5th hold of the year at Toronto last Sunday. Pitched really well. An inning and 2/3. He struck out 3. Sanchez 1 for 3 with a double and 2 double plays.
And this really is the role they want Ziegler in, pitching against right-handers.
Right-handers hitting only .218 against him. Lefties .267. And a 1-1. Fouled off. So he has the upper hand. A ball, 2 strikes on the young catcher. Matt Barnes throwing in a pen. Clay Buchholz went 6. He can win it. Ziegler trying to pin down that last out in the 7th. 1-2. Just a little bit low. He did not get the call, and it's 2-2.
No, those close ones all night. Well, at least Rayburn has been consistent. They, for the most part, have not gone the way of the pitcher. Buchholz frustrated early in the game on a couple of pitches that very close.
Probably under the hollow of the knee, but not by much. Gardner doubled. He's now standing at third base with 2 down. 2-2. Oh, he had a notion, but he stayed away. Don't miss Dining Playbook tomorrow morning at 9 on NESN. Billy and Jenny take you on the intersection of where sports and dining meet. Dining Playbook and NESN, driven by New England Chevy dealers. The full count, and here comes the 3-2. He waves and misses. Strike 3. Ziegler so reliable, punches him out. Middle of the 7th. 5.
One of those are fine with me as long as this game ends up in the Red Sox favor, and I think it's based on the lead right now for the Red Sox.
High deep drive right field by Jackie Bradley. Did he get enough? Indeed he did. He jumped all over it for a home run to make it 6-2. Jackie did not wait around. Number 25. Into the pen. His 85th RBI.
Well, it's so interesting because to end last inning, you had Ramirez thrown out at home plate with Bradley at the plate. Bradley gets a fresh start. He gets a breaking ball that stays inside part of the plate. And that is a great pitch for a lefty to hit against a left-handed pitcher.
Oh, Fan had a shot to make the play. JBJ taking Shreve out of the ballpark. We'll take the break on a pitching change, and the Red Sox are up by the large iced coffee at Cumberland Farms for only 99 cents every day, anytime. Dustin Pedroia against the new Yankee pitcher. That's Kirby Yates, the right-hander, making his 3rd stint with the Yankees this season. ERA on the high side at 5.50. Red Sox with another run in on Jackie Bradley. No doubt about it. Shot with his 25th home run. Fouled back out of play. Jackie, of course, an all-star, and if I had told you in spring training Jackie would hit 25, drive in 85 or more, what do you say?
Well, 25 I may not have picked, but the 85, yeah. You know, and I got to tell you, man, he jumped on a mistake there. That breaking ball, that's not where they wanted it, down and in from a left-handed pitcher.
Line shot to right, that'll fall for a base hit. Second hit of the night for Dustin Pedroia. Another multi-hit game for the leadoff man. He's 2 for 4.
I mean, you think about what Pedroia has done since he's been moved to that leadoff spot. It's just absolutely incredible. Inside out swing that time. We've seen him do that more this season. Opposite field base hits than we've seen in a couple of years.
And now 189 hits. With what, 15 games to go after tonight. A very real chance to get to 200 hits, of course. Mookie Betts certainly does. Mookie has 2 more hits tonight. And he has 194. So at least 2 Red Sox look like they're going to get there. That magical 200 hit achievement. Xander Bogaerts laying off strike 1. He's gone 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch to start it in the first inning. Red Sox got 2 right away off of Sessa, the young starter. Then Hanley homered again in the 4th inning. He has just been unconscious. Sox added 2 more in the 6th. The Jackie Bradley just ripped a home run into the bullpen.
Xander taking a look down at Butterfield for a sign, a possible sign, and of course what you look for in these situations is the hit and run. Very unlikely you're going to get a straight out steal from Pedroia.
Nobody out. Pedroia at first base. Sucked toward left field. On the move, Gardner won't get it. Short hops the fence. Pedroia churning to third. That's going to be a 2-base hit right on the button by Xander Bogaerts. Second and third.
What are the chances of them pitching right now to David Ortiz? Bogaerts, fastball, middle in, line shot over the head and to the left of Brett Gardner.
First base open.
Now they're not going to pitch to David Ortiz. They're going to load the bases.
They'll be loading the bases here on the intentional pass for Mookie Betts. The Red Sox can really bust it open. Mookie's had a good night with a couple of hits. Crowd doesn't like it. They came to see David swing. Poppy with an RBI single and a double tonight. Continues to lead the majors in doubles. He has 47. But will not get that bat off the shoulder here in the 7th inning. And you made the comment earlier in the game that David is thoroughly enjoying this stretch drive, these final days of his regular season. You can see it there with the interplay with Sanchez in a big spot.
Yeah, you know, it's everything. It's before the game. You know, when he goes out to run a few sprints that he does, he runs now out toward left field. He addresses the folks in the monster seats. He takes a look toward left field, addresses those folks out there. I mean, he's playing the crowd. He's playing the game. He's having a great time. And you talk about being busy. He's got something every single day that he has to do when he comes to the ballpark besides play the game.
We have David Ortiz, The Journey, right after the game. That documentary, you're going to want to see that immediately after tonight's broadcast of Red Sox Yankees. And the bases are loaded for Mookie Betts, who's gone 2 for 3. He has scored 2 more runs. And nobody out. Yates with a 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. Castro to Gregorius on to first. They turn 2 as another run comes in to score. Red Sox ahead 7-2. So Betts hitting into the twin killing. No RBI on that, but another run in. Xander Bogaerts down to third base. So the Red Sox opening it up here. And the batter will be the red hot Hanley Ramirez. An RBI single, a solo home run, and a walk. Fly to center, not deep this time. Ellsbury makes the catch. Side retired. Red Sox keep on scoring now. 7-2 Boston after 7. Will make an appearance out of the pen here to take on the 4, 5, and 6 part of the order for the Yankees. Meanwhile, at Baltimore, the Orioles lead by a run in the top of the ninth, 5-4 over Tampa Bay. The Rays do have a runner at first base. They're facing Zach Britton, and that is straight uphill. So the Oriole closer is on in that game. 5-4 Baltimore at the moment. Red Sox leading the Orioles and the Blue Jays by 2 and the Yankees by 5. Last night a devastating loss for the Yankees. Red Sox stunning them with 3 in the 9th inning. And the Sox can push them 6 back at the end of tonight. A strike on Castro. Oh, 1 and across for a strike. That's Ben Heller loosening in their pen. Here in the 8th inning, Red Sox have out hit the Yankees 12-8. Red Sox home runs by Jackie Bradley and Hanley Ramirez. Hanley again for the second night in a row. Very close to where last night's home run landed. 1-2 fouled hard. Time for a game break. Let's get to the studio now and Tom Caron. TC. Ah, man.
Whoa.
What a way to end that one. So the Red Sox will have to wrap this one up tonight as he goes down a swing and a miss. Castro retired in order to maintain the 2-game lead over Baltimore.
Split-fingered fastball on time from Koji to pick up the strikeout here in the 8th inning. You know, this stuff is so great. I mean, you watch the highlights from the game you're most interested in, obviously, at this point, and that's the Baltimore game. It ends on a play like that. I mean, this last couple of weeks is going to be something.
Going to be great stuff. Already has been here in September. Gregorius with a little ground ball. Shaw, he was off the line anyway. Throws him out. 2 up and 2 down. Let's get out of Garrett Austin.
Thanks, OB. In his final season, David Ortiz is still one of the top hitters in baseball. Now you can get free text alerts to let you know every time he is coming up to bat, along with advance notice of his farewell celebrations on the road and special Poppy programming coming up on NESN. Just text Poppy to 536-536. All this made possible by buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. Message and data rates may apply. OB?
Thanks, Garen. Headley bluffing a bunt. He'll look at a strike, a double. He's been hit by a pitch and grounded to second. 7-2 Red Sox in command here in the 8th. Clay Buchholz, the starter, went 6 good innings. He scattered 7 hits. He allowed 2 runs. It's a nice bounce back performance really for Clay.
Had to work hard too on a couple of occasions. Big double plays for Buchholz.
We talked about Clay Buchholz pitching in meaningful games in September after everything he's gone through this season. And he did that tonight.
That's exactly what he wanted.
Trying to keep the Red Sox a couple of games up in the division. Here comes the 2-1 to Headley. Fly to center field, turning around Jackie Bradley, and he's there to make the catch. Koji gets him very fast. 1-2-3. This tonight. So does David Ortiz. 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox up by 5 runs. Travis Shaw has helped the cause tonight with a sac fly to drive in a run in the 6th inning. This is Heller out of their bullpen. A lot of high ERAs tonight out of the Yankee pen. Is at 6.75. As Tom Caron told you in our game break, Baltimore hung on for a 5-4 victory over Tampa Bay. And Toronto and the Angels will start in about 10 minutes. That is Fernando Abad throwing in a Red Sox pen. Chris Young on deck. Game 3 tomorrow afternoon at 1:05. David Price against Brian Mitchell. Price has been churning away and will go for his 17th win. There's a high deep drive into right. Williams to the track, pulling up, leaps, and he makes the play. Made a fine catch. 1 man gone.
Now Williams has had a nice night for the Yankees tonight. Couple of base hits. Now going toward that very difficult corner to make the catch. He leaps. He had about another foot to go. But tough to judge when you're that close to the wall. He almost took his eye off the baseball to look where the wall is before he had it in his glove.
Really good athlete. He's been one of the top defensive outfielders throughout his minor league years, and that spins inside. Chris Young has flied out twice and been called out on strikes. Red Sox up 7-2 very late. We're in the bottom of the 8th. A strike. Sandy Leon on deck. With a win, the Red Sox would get back to 19 games over 500. They have not been 20 over. Up the middle. That's where they had him played, though. Flag down. The throw by Castro will get him. Second baseman with the stop and the throw for the second out.
That's where that shortstop experience came into play right there for Castro. Is of course, with that throwing arm, you know, he had to go pretty far to his left to make that play against Young. Young running very well down the line, but the strong throw by Castro gets him.
Fans, you can customize your gloves like the pros at franklinsports.com/custom. Enter the code NESSON20 to receive 20% off at checkout. Franklin, proud to be the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. 2 men away for Sandy Leon. Sandy with a double to drive in a run in the 6th inning. As he popped it down the left field line, and it landed on the warning track and skipped into the seats to drive in what was then the 5th Red Sox run. Red Sox adding 2 more in the 7th inning and a home run by Jackie Bradley. And then a single by Dustin Pedroia and a double by Xander Bogaerts. Popped up almost in that same spot, but that'll drift off a fan's hands for a foul strike. Chase Headley making sure that fan who dropped it did not get it. He found a Young fan and a great smile. One ball and 1 strike on the Red Sox catcher. Two balls and a strike. Sunday night, Drew Pomerantz on the hill, and that is an evening game. That Sunday Night Baseball will be taking on CC Sabathia. We take a closer look at tomorrow's pitching matchup, Price against Mitchell. This closer look brought to you by FW Webb, selection, expertise, solutions, and more at FWWebb.com. Price 7-0 in his last 7.
Hello's got a lively fastball, 95 miles an hour. Leone a little bit late on that last one, but does foul it off.
In the 9th inning, the Yankees have the bottom third of their order due up. McCann, Teixeira, and Williams. 3-2, stroke toward left, hanging up. Gardner makes the catch on the backhanded charge, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3. We go to the 9th. Red Sox 7, the Yankees 2. This one into the win column, which would make the Red Sox 83 and 64 with 15 games remaining. 2 more against the Yankees over the weekend. Red Sox trying to take the first 2. Probably not possible to win back-to-back games as dramatically as the Red Sox won last night. Looking to take game 2, but on the verge of making it 2 consecutive wins over their rivals. McCann will lead things off, and tonight he is 1 for 3 with a double last time up. Then Teixeira and then Mason Williams. And again, stay with us. Right after the game finishes, we're going to bring you a special presentation. David Ortiz, The Journey. And David lending us a lot of his time in a terrific interview with Tom Caron. Immediately after the game, there's a lot about his life in the Dominican Republic and his early days, and of course his time with the Boston Red Sox these last 14 glorious years. In there for a strike. Just a shame Big Papi's slowing down the way he is.
Yeah, it's sad to see him go out this way.
2 for 2 tonight, 2 for 3 tonight with a walk. Home run last night to pass Mickey Mantle.
I mean, could you draw it up any better? I mean, you make an announcement you're going to retire. You have the type of season he's had. You're in a pennant race. Everything's wonderful.
3-1. Popped him up. Sky high to the right side. Hanley Ramirez moving toward the hill. He's got it. 1 man away. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Yankees have not scored since the 5th inning when they got a pair of runs. And that is all they have tonight. Teixeira will turn over and bat right-handed, where he is 1 for 3 tonight at the plate. One pitch down into the dirt. Mark Teixeira, as mentioned, also retiring at the end of the season. He's had an assortment of injuries his last several seasons. A wrist injury, a hamstring, a fractured shin, which have slowed him down. He's not played in more than 123 games since 2011. Rounding out an excellent career, however. 2-1, a soft one in there for a strike at 71.
No give in with the fastball on the 2-1 count. He stays with a changeup to run the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Two makes him dance a bit in tight. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 down. We are in the 9th. Abad looking for the second out. Here's the 3-2. Fouled away. Right now, Clay Buchholz would pick up the win. And the youngster, Luis Cessa, would take the loss, as that is spoiled out of play.
Even right-handed, they try to elevate the fastball against Teixeira. We certainly see it from the left side. Very unique guy that has an uppercut swing from both sides of the plate.
3-2.
Able to foul off that high fastball.
Butler on deck to bat for Williams. Billy Butler, a recent pickup, cut loose by the Oakland A's. 3-2 once again, and fouled again. Teixeira did win a World Series with the Yankees, so he has a ring. That was in 2009. He's hit over 400 home runs. High, towering fly foul down the left field line, up into the Coca-Cola section. Coming right at you. Another 3-2 due Mark Teixeira. With the Red Sox leading in the 9th inning by 5. And here comes again. And he walked him. So Teixeira on for the second time. And one of his last games at Fenway. Butler will be next. Join us right after the game for a look at Big Papi's extraordinary career. David Ortiz, The Journey, presented by Foxwoods Resort Casino. Butler, 277. He's homered 4 times, 33 runs batted in, almost all of those numbers with the Oakland A's. So Abad to take on a right-hand hitter, and he deals a strike.
Now Butler just yesterday joining the Yankees, getting thrown into that DH spot last night.
At his best years with Kansas City, had a 30 home run season. Tends to put the ball in play and can certainly be doubled up. That's in there for a strike. And Abad would love to do that to end the ball game. A little 6-4-3 to put the Red Sox into the win column. And Teixeira not running. High and tight, a check swing. The appeal and no swing. Bill Welke says Welke will have the plate tomorrow.
I say 3 different pitches from Abad. This is going to be the fastball upstairs, but clearly no swing right there by Butler. Thought about it. Breaking ball, changeup, fastball.
2-2. More good work out of the Red Sox bullpen tonight. Robbie Ross and Brad Ziegler. There's a high deep drive, and forget about this one. She has gone deep into the monster seats as Butler comes off the bench and rips a home run. That a 2-run shot. That'll make it 7-4, and so Kimbrel has to get going. That one was smashed.
Yeah, Billy Butler still showing a pretty quick bat on this fastball here by Abad. Fastball up in the zone at 91, and Butler cleans it out.
2-run shot. Carl Willis will pay a mound visit right in front of Gardner, the hitter. So a walk and a blast, and the Yankees have closed the gap. Kimbrel very quickly trying to get ready. Willis probably just out there to buy him some time to continue to do that.
He'll use up all of that clock right now.
Monday at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. TC Tim Wakefield, Steve Lyons will preview Rick Porcello's start Monday against the Orioles. DCU is Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Gardner on the night is 1 for 3 with a double. He's also taken ball 4. Strike 1. So 7 runs, 12 hits for the Sox, 4 runs on 9 hits now for the Yankees, who just hit their first home run of the night. And he backs away inside. Abad not exactly razor sharp since coming out of the pen. Gets a left-hander here in Gardner, and another one on deck in Ellsbury, and that one gets him. He gets struck by the pitch.
Now Farrell checking, make sure Kimbrel's ready, and he's going to have to go to his closer, something he hoped he would not have to do in this game tonight.
He has no choice right here. Got to get Abad out of the game. A walk, a homer, a hit batsman. Joe Girardi on the field to see if Gardner is okay, and Kimbrel is coming on. So a little bit of drama here all of a sudden in the 9th inning. Kimbrel enters the fray, and we'll have more at mybobs.com. So Kimbrel has to come in. Save situation for him. 2-4, 2.78 ERA. Taking on Jacoby Ellsbury with Gardner just got hit by a pitch on at first. And 1 down. Red Sox lead has been trimmed to 7-4 here in the 9th. And Jacoby takes ball 1. Ellsbury with a walk. He's lined to second, fly to right, and grounded to second. Kimbrel looking to end it. The 1-0. Right down the chute for a strike at 97. Abad really struggled after getting the first man, McCann. A walk. The rocket out of here for the 2-run homer by Butler, and then he drilled Gardner. Hard grounder foul right through the coach's box.
Now we saw Kimbrel get up, and you know, with the lead that the Red Sox had, that's not exactly what John Farrell had in mind. He thought it'd be another day that he wouldn't have to use his closer, but that has changed.
Toronto and the Angels just getting underway. They're scoreless in the first inning. Kimbrel's 1-2. He got him. Went to the hook to strike out Jacoby Ellsbury.
After all fastballs, back to the breaking ball this time for Kimbrel. This ball's going to be down and in on Ellsbury, and picks up the strikeout with the first batter he faces. So tough to face Kimbrel because you're sitting, you know, you got to look for 98 miles an hour, 99 miles an hour with the fastball. Then he's got that hard breaking ball that he'll throw to you. 2 pitches.
Sanchez has hit into a pair of double plays, doubled in a pair of runs, and struck out. Gardner at first base. Fouled off. Oh, that one drilled Sandy Leon. Sandy went down in a heap. John Farrell out with Brad Pearson. Get him in the throat.
Throw to the jaw, one of the two, very close to maybe being underneath that mask. We'll get a better look here. Looks like the shoulder and the side of the face.
And the opening and closing seems to be indicating he's all right. Easy for me to say. And a smile. And will stay in. Got to keep on ticking at that position, don't you?
Oh, they get beat up night after night.
So 1 strike on Sanchez. 7-4 Boston. Red Sox 1 out away from a 2nd straight win over the Yankees in this 4-game series. Gardner with the lead off first. He is being held by Hanley Ramirez. And that's a strike.
That's a back buckler right there. Again, you're looking for that fastball. You get the breaking ball. And it's hard. See that little flinch right there by Sanchez.
The 0-2 from Kimbrel. Tried to hold up. Did not go, according to Bill Welke. Oh, so close to being strike 3.
Trying to get him to chase that breaking ball away. Let's take a look on the side. I think that's the right call.
David getting ready to charge out there and celebrate a Red Sox win. Which would keep the Red Sox 2 games up on the Orioles, who won tonight. The 1-2.
You know what Ortiz reminds me of when he takes the shirt out? It's like when Red Auerbach used to have the light the cigar when he thought the game was over for the Celtics.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Ortiz does this when he thinks the game's over for the Red Sox.
Kimbrel looking to finish off Sanchez. Here comes the 2-2. And it's in there, strike 3. That's the ball game. He struck him out to end it. The Red Sox have beaten the Yankees again. 7-4 the final score here tonight. Clay Buchholz will pick up the win. And the celebrating dance in center field means the Red Sox are now 83-64. And will maintain a 2-game lead over the Baltimore Orioles. Hanley Ramirez strikes again. Absolutely on fire. Jackie Bradley homered as well. And the Red Sox pull it out. Out hitting the New York Yankees tonight 12-9. 7-4 the final score here tonight.